The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Greetings and welcome to all of our listeners out there. And of course, I should mention our viewers as well, because we have a local TV station that is covering our radio show. Welcome to WPRO, the voice of Southern New England. And if you want to listen to us, we're on AM 7, I should say AM 630 and FM 99.7. I'm Dave Clifton. I'm here along with my guest, Lois Drukman. And of course, she's not a first-time visitor to the radio station. She has been on the air with us in the past. And I know that one of the things that we try to capitalize on, Lois, is talking about good things.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
There's enough crazy things going on around the world. I think it's time for us to talk about the good things. It's time for us to pat people on the back that do good things. And believe me, there's plenty of folks out there. This is our 15th year of doing this show called Service Matters. It started out as a Rotary show, and then after the grant ended, it became a regular radio show, not just Rotary, but we talk about a lot of things. And of course, this is the final show for our sponsor, and we'll have a new sponsor coming up later on. But I think it's a great opportunity for us to talk about how this show started a number of years ago, back in 2010. And you know the name Betty Galligan. She was my co-host at the time, and we had a public image grant from Rotary International to get the show rolling. And then it spread, and then we went from WPRV to WPRO, and of course that reaches out to not just Massachusetts, but the entire state of Rhode Island, as well as Connecticut. So we reach out to the Southern New England area, and I'm so happy to have you today as a guest.
I love it whenever I get those emails, Dave. I'm always here for you, and I enjoy coming. It's always fun to talk about Rotary and talk about good things being done. There's a lot, like you said, of good things happening, and it just always makes you feel good. When we came in, we were talking before the show about Weymouth Rotary is doing our scholarships again this year. We just set the thing up, and where the application is now being sent to the kids at the high school with other ones, and it's all being done electronically. But the biggest thing is that we're back again, another year of doing scholarships, and just that's a good thing we do, and we all are so proud of it. And it's just one of the things we do, but we just feel happy when these programs are continued and work hard to make sure they're funded. It's just a great thing when you see the kids thriving. And that's just one other thing we do, is helping the next generation.
And it's important to further the education of our young people. And it's not just Rotary, but lots of organizations jump in to help out. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that on our show today. Not just Rotary, but we've got an active Lions Club in many communities scattered throughout Southern New England. We got a Kiwanis Club. Certainly the history of what they've done over the years is superb. And of course, the fun group, being a Toastmaster, is also a great experience for lots of people out there that want to get into public speaking.
And your Elks are very active. We have Braintree Weymouth Elks is very active. They have scholarships. They do good things with the turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas baskets and a lot like that too. So you have organizations that are still there, still going, like you say, that it's wonderful to see good people just wanting to do good things.
And not only that, but I often ask that question, why do people join organizations like the number of groups that I mentioned? And it's not what's in it for them, but how can they give back to a community? And that comes under the category of community service. And then there are many people that have told me they've joined their organization because of the causes. Like Rotary is very much into the eradication of polio. And I know the Lions members are into eyesight.
Yes, and of course, the Shriners are into the burn centers for the children and the Children's Hospital. They all have found a cause. And of course, originally, they were the Iron Lungs when polio was rampant. And of course, they were very happy to be put out of a job on that one, thanks to Rotary and other organizations. So now they have joined that. But it's a nice thing to say that they originally were the Iron Lungs, which are no longer needed. That's a nice thing when you think about it. We beat one. So way to go. But I think that sometimes people want something already set up, like, okay, I want to give back. I don't know how. Like, oh, geez, can I do my own little GoFundMe or whatever they think of doing? But instead, if they look at Rotary or Kiwanis or any of our organizations, it's already set up. You can join in as something that the wheel is already running. It's already turning. You've already got something set up and you can help and augment it and grow with it. And I think they like the fact that they have something that's already going, that they can become part of. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I think that's the biggest selling point, Dave, is that we're here already. And, if you have an idea, we'll listen to it and grow with it. But it's already started. You already got the mechanics done. And I think it saves a lot of time and duplication of work.
And many of these organizations have a lot in common. And I think about the mottos. Rotary's motto is service above self. And Lions has a motto, and it's called We Serve. So that's a magic word, serving.
Absolutely.
Giving back to the community. Some folks join organizations because they would like to get involved in global projects. Others are into fellowship, something to do on a specific evening, or maybe it's a luncheon meeting or a breakfast meeting, but getting to meet other people. But feeling good about doing other things for other people, I think, is kind of magic.
I do think that a lot of people also sometimes join, not sure what they're going to get out of it. They're not sure what it is, but they're coming with an open mind. And then if it's up to them to participate and learn. And we've seen people join and they're a little nervous at first. They're not really sure if they want to do just local. And what's great about Rotary and these organizations is that we have both. You can do something local. You can do something statewide, you can do something internationally. So all the options are there. And I find that that's the fascinating part about it. What do you want to do? We got something. And it's like, wow. I think that's really important because you can really make a difference whatever level you want.
Let me ask you, Lois, why did you join Rotary?
I wanted to give back to my community. I was working in Boston for a long time in the seafood industry and that just took all my time because you left early, come home late. You really didn't know anybody in the town. It really was crazy. So when I got into insurance where I was out meeting people and stuff, I actually met Helen Blowers, a Rotarian, at a networking group. And she said, we have this Rotary. And I said, I'd like to learn more because I want to give back to the community. I'm ready. I have the time now. And I want to make sure I keep the time to join my community. So it was a great way to meet people in my community and to do some good. And it really just was a good match. I was ready. I had the time. And I think Rotary isn't just for young people, but there's people that are changing careers, getting ready to retire, all different kinds of ages working together is a key. And I wanted to have a vehicle to give back. And I wanted to be able to do something. And Rotary already set up. You're joining a group that's already doing things and you can help augment it. So that was really for me. And I've seen a few other Rotarians join the same way. When they retire, they have time now and they have the energy. And they want to do things. So it's really a great way to give back.
And I know of someone that joined Rotary because he had a family member that had polio.
Absolutely.
And he knew what Rotarians were doing and wanted to be part of that. And I think, as I said earlier, you can feel good about doing good for others. And I think that's something that you can't help but feel like you've made a difference?
Well, we give to the food pantry, and many of us give to time and stuff to that, but we're giving also to Father Bill's and things like that. So people see, so I wouldn't be able to go to Father Bill's myself just as an individual person, but our Rotary Club, goes there and has a certain meal that they prepare and certain things they do, which makes it nice. You can join something already happening. And that's really a great way to get involved without, again, having to reset up the wheel, getting as organization. We already have the relationships. Just help us do the work. And we have a volunteer sheet to sign up every month for different things going on. And people love that. Go, I can do it this month. I can cook this month. I can go to the grocery store. And Trader Joe's right now is a program where they can't, the town of Hingham doesn't want them throwing away good food. So they have to give it someplace. So we, every Saturday, go to Trader Joe's, pick out the food that Father Bills can use and deliver it to them.
Terrific.
So that's something that's new. But that's because of a town ordinance where they can't throw it away anymore.
Did
so
you bring
we do
any
that.
food with you today?
Well, it's only Fridays. It's a different day.
Okay.
Yes, that's a Saturday project. But the idea is that this is something new. The Rotarians are jumping on this day. They volunteer. We have a list, and people sign up, and different people sign up each week to do that. They love going. They love doing it. It's about a 4-hour project. You get loaded up and do it, but they're all jumping on it because it's something you can do. Bring your kids. You can really help out. And it's helping. Trader Joe's loves it because they're moving the food to a place that can use it, and we love it because we're making a difference at Father Bill's.
And when I think about what the Lions Club members do in Rhode Island towns and cities, as well as Connecticut and Massachusetts, it's truly amazing.
Yep.
Yes, their motto is "We serve," and I happen to live in a community where we have a large Lions
That's
Club.
true. You do.
And they do lots of things to make a difference. And Rotary, as well as Kiwanis, there are groups out there that they step up to the plate, especially when it's necessary. After all these years as a Rotarian, let me ask you, what's one of the most exciting things you've done? And maybe there's more than just one.
Well, there's many things that I've enjoyed, but I think one thing I like when I was president, besides the fact it was my COVID year, so that was not the fun part, but what was fun before COVID happened was we found out about a program that was just starting at the schools where children were coming in hungry on Monday mornings, and the teachers decided we can't have this happening. So they got together at the food pantry and was working on a program with backpacks, so these children were sent home with food every Friday. Well, we decided that we would sponsor that program. And I was proud because that was a new program, and make sure it got off the ground. We ponied up $5,000 to get it started, and we've made certain every year it's been going. And now it's got several sponsors because it's very popular, and it's also they can show the results of the children's grades being so much higher that it's got results. It's very results driven, and the teachers do it all confidentially. We don't know the students' names, but they make sure it happens. When COVID hit, they delivered the food to the families. So the biggest thing is this is sometimes all the kids have. So it's shelf-stable food that's sent home with them every weekend, and we're there for that. So when you see a need like that and can immediately address it and see the difference when the next semester they can see their grades up, we were all feeling pretty proud of ourselves.
You certainly should be. I know that folks out there, in terms of Rotary, it's a worldwide humanitarian organization of men and women, business and professional people united together to serve. As I mentioned earlier, the motto is service above self. Lions' motto is we serve. And it takes people who want to give back to their town or city in some way, but aren't sure how to do it. Why not join one of these organizations? You know, town budgets and city budgets can't take care of everything. They have to count on organizations that enjoy doing community service. I'm Dave Clifton. I'm here along with Lois Drukman, and we're talking about the importance of community service. And we're going to take a short break. Remember, you're listening to WPRO, the voice of Southern New England. Hurry back.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, residents of Easton, friends and neighbors. This is Bill Ames,
co-host with Priscilla Almquist Olson of the Film Connection.
on ECAT now for over 20 years. We're very proud of that.
And we like to interview guests from Easton who have been involved in the film business.
Actors, producers. We're very fortunate today to have a producer of a film.
Hey Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah, like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, it's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to get it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now.
In 2023, Easton is a tight-knit community of 25,000 people. But with the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to forget our past. A time when Easton's population was 6,000.
Everybody knew who everybody
everybody
was.
And there was respect.
There was respect for everyone.
When kids enjoyed great freedom and independence.
Everybody was poor at today's standards, but we all were in the same boat and we enjoyed life.
So join me, Priscilla Almquist-Olsen, as I explore what makes Easton so very special with some of its lifetime residents.
I think Easton has so much to offer, and if you're living in a community, you have to know it.
Watch Growing Up in Easton Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Friday at 9 p.m. See you then.
Welcome back to Service Matters, and indeed service does matter. And it matters the more people that you have involved to do community service, the more you can actually get done. And I think that's important. Today, we're talking about some good things that are happening. And one of the things that I've taken a lot of pride in for a number of years, I've been a teacher of CPR.
So that's what this thing is? You're going to tell me what's going on here? He
First
brings his
responder.
He puts his box, it's sitting in front of him, and he won't tell me what it is. So.
This is called an AED, an automated external defibrillator.
Okay.
And it's part of the classes that you might take, folks out there, if you're taking a CPR class, on how you can actually save a life. CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. And when you take a class in CPR, you not only learn how to do CPR manually, but you learn how to handle a choking scenario if, God forbid, someone chokes at a holiday dinner. You also learn how to do CPR on an infant, a small child, or maybe an adult. And of course, you're updated with all the changes that have taken place, and you have the opportunity to learn how to use an AED.
It must be, to me, I don't know how to do this stuff yet. I'd like to take a class, because if you're watching someone that's in distress and you don't know what to do, it just floors you that I can't help them. That's just not a good feeling, folks. So the more of us that know how to do this, the better off we all are. And how long is a class? How long does it take to do this?
Well, it takes 2 or 3 hours to take a full class.
That's nothing.
And of course, the American Heart Association provides classes. We also have the American National Red Cross that runs courses.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other agencies, your community colleges, adult education programs. They offer these courses. And I'll tell you, there are many more people today alive and getting a second shot at life as a result of cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
So we should challenge our listeners right now that we want them to report back to us next month that they've taken a class, or at least found what their class was in their area. So I'm telling you folks, let's see if we can't get this gap down.
And I say to families out there, maybe your husband took a CPR class and he can help you out, but do you know what to do if you need to help him out? And the answer is to also take a CPR class. What I brought with me today is an AED, an automated external defibrillator. And as you can see, or as I point out for the radio audience, there are 3 buttons that come with this machine. One is the green button, which is the on and off button. And then there's the yellow button, which is the analyze button. And the red button is the shock button. It comes with 2 electrode pads. You have to strip the victim from the waist up. My first responsibility when I arrive on the scene and find someone that may be in cardiac arrest is to start CPR manually. And that dictates to me whether or not there's a need for an automated external defibrillator.
So would you say that when you go to the place that many times the manual is just enough, like this is like the last hope?
It is, and of course, you automatically, before you start CPR, is to call 911.
Yes.
You get the ambulance and the public safety people on their way. Make sure you open up the front door, folks. Begin CPR manually. And then after you do CPR manually for a while and you determine that the victim is indeed in cardiac arrest, then we ask you to put the AED machine on. It's like a computer. Takes a little time to charge up.
Your other pad.
It comes with 2 electrode pads. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist because even on the back of the pads, it shows you where they go.
I like that.
One goes above the right nipple. The other pad goes below the left armpit. And as the machine is saying right now, connect the electrode pads. Not only do you put the pads on, it can't go over clothes. You have to strip the victim from the waist up. And then you plug the machine in. The plug has to be attached, and once you do that, it says analyze. That's when you say to the folks that are in the room, I'm clear, you're clear, we're all clear, stand back before you push that analyze button, which right now is the yellow button that's blinking. You push that button, you tell people to stand clear.
Stand clear.
It's analyzing. It does a terrific job of analyzing the heart rhythm. Now it says it's advised, the light's not blinking.
Stand clear. Push to shock.
Now the light's blinking, and it's time to push the shock button, but tell people to stand back. I'm ready to shock.
Push analyze.
And then it may come back and say analyze again. It may come back and say continue CPR compressions. Or it may tell you to check the pulse. That means that the victim is coming out of it, and that's a good sign. The color is starting to come back. The pupils aren't dilated, and that's good news. And there are people walking around today, and I have to be honest with you, Lois, they got a second shot at life because of this machine.
Absolutely. You know, that's why I feel like you're there and you don't know what to do is crazy, especially like when you see people choking. Years back, we witnessed a gentleman choking in a restaurant, and a person knew what to do. They got the Heimlich, they did the Heimlich, they got the piece of steak out. In the meantime, the ambulances people have been come, and the man was determined to go back and eat his steak. He said, no, I'm fine. And he just went back to eating a steak, which was not what they advised. But the bottom line is that a person knew what to do, and they got it done so quickly that the victim wasn't even really stressed. He'd gotten so quickly resolved, whatever, you know, the meeting. So it shows you that having someone there that knew what to do was critical to that man going right back onto his life and finishing that meal even, which is really understandably crazy, but true. So it shows you that we need to be aware. I mean, I felt helpless watching, and it was done. Like, I think this is a critical thing to learn.
You just answered an important question, Lois, and that's the reason why you do CPR manually, because maybe it's only a choking scenario. And you'll find out, if you cannot get air into the victim's mouth, that they're unconscious, they're in cardiac arrest because they're choking. And once you take care of that scenario, they may start breathing again. But if they become unconscious and that continues, that's where you determine that you need to use an AED. The American Heart Association and the Red Cross have strongly recommended, as soon as you determine that the victim is in cardiac arrest, use the AED as soon as possible. Folks, they're everywhere. They're every so many feet at an airport. They're on planes now. They're located in many different offices. The doctors have them.
At my gym, it's trained how to. Both the trainers are trained how to, and they have a machine right there, and they are trained what to do right at my gym.
And one of the challenges that I took upon myself was to come up with AEDs that could be put in all the schools. And an organization like Rotary came across with a grant to be able to put AEDs in different locations. So I am very proud of the opportunity that I have to learn the skills and how to teach. And I have, for a number of years, been teaching at the Massachusetts Police Academy. And it's been absolutely a great honor and privilege to teach people who, in many cases, are the ones that respond to 911.
Well, your officers many times beat the firemen there. So let's face it, they're on that line, and boy, they're seeing it. They don't want to stand around saying, "I don't know what to do." They're going to jump on it. Like how many babies they deliver. You know, you think about it. They're there, and they're many times first because of just the situation. So it makes such sense that they know what to do.
And the bottom line is to save a life. I'm Dave Clifton. I'm here in the ECAT studio in Easton, Massachusetts, doing this radio broadcast. And I thank Lois Drukman so much for joining us. Right now, let's take this time out. Stay with us, folks. You're listening to Service Matters.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in North Easton, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long, or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Hey Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Sick of all the new shows and movies dominating pop culture? Well, have no fear, because Old Time Movie and Old Time TV are here, where we like to add our own flair.
There's a truck out front, and if we could just get the keys...
Man, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? Those are flesh-eating zombies. They upended our car, okay? We're lucky to be alive, especially Joe. I had to pull him out of the trunk, for crying out loud.
It's been a long day.
Also, make sure to check out the Radiocast, our accompanying podcast where we talk about what we've watched.
There was a lot of moments of just
Mac on the raft going down the river, just internal monologuing over and over and over.
We show the classics and nothing but the classics. Well, except for the weird ones. Check us out on all our channels as well as our YouTube.
Here we go. My name is Harrison Young, and after 13 years of talk show experience, I seek to bring you the best in interviews with some of the very best guests around, including, and here we are, experts.
I've seen thousands of demons actually come out of the mirror one time.
Wow. Musical guests and artists.
If I say how I feel, would you really listen?
And interesting characters of all types.
I threw that kid across the classroom. Look, he didn't try that ever again.
Wow. Join me at Topic Time on your Easton cable station anytime they want to play it. And from what I understand, that's quite a few times a day. I love it.
Welcome back to another segment of Service Matters. And Lois, I've been thinking, somebody asked me a question the other day. Out of all the shows you've done over the years, what was your favorite? And I said, well, for 15 years, doing a show every week, 52 weeks a year, there's many, many, many shows that I enjoyed very much. And I have to say that all the shows were talking about good things. We had an opportunity over the years to pat on the back many people who have done good things in local towns and cities. We've had an opportunity to cover organizational programs and projects that they did to help people. And I think when the Rotary International president came on the air, she had mentioned that how impressive it is for us to have done a show like this for so many years, passing on the good words. And I'm talking about
well, you know, Rotary's biggest problem
President
is that,
Jones.
You know, that the biggest problem in Rotary that I see sometimes is that we're all too shy. We don't toot our own horn enough. We don't let people know in our town what we do. We just do the good work, but we don't look to really put the word out that it's us. And I find that that's wrong, because we need to, that helps get people to join us because they see what we're doing. But you notice that with something that Rotarians inherently are just quiet, shy doers. And I think that the president's right. When you put the word out of what's going on, the good people love to hear good stories. And I think it's helped a lot of people realize, oh, that's Rotary and that's what they do. And I think that's something that's so important that this show does, is to say, here's what Rotary is and here's what we're doing. Like, oh, Rotary did that. You know, I think that's important because we are the best kept secret in Weymouth, I tell people.
And we've, over the years, talked to professional athletes, college students, high school students. We have talked with young people whose parents were on the air a number of years ago, and how it changes, but they're all part of their own family. But it's been terrific. How often do you get a president of Rotary International to talk to the people in the general area? It doesn't happen too often unless you belong to the organization.
It's true.
But we've actually had several presidents join us on the air over the years. And it's been truly beneficial to picking up some new members.
Absolutely.
I actually swore someone in to become a Rotarian on the air.
There you go.
They heard about the show. They were interested in becoming a member, happened to live in the area, and we actually gave him a fireside chat and swore him in on the air with the president of his club present.
That's nice.
So it's a nice little touch.
It is. I think that people, again, need to hear good things because we all have, good and bad going on in our lives. I mean, there's always issues, health-wise, whatever. So when you can have good stories, it really fires you up to keep realizing that there's good out there. Just keep doing it. And I think that's what's really important. One thing that you know is I'm part of the South Shore Council, which is a group of about 22 local Rotarian clubs that meet once a month and compare notes and have speakers. And it's funny, they're the same, they're different, but they're the same because every one of those clubs is doing good things. So you can't help but be inspired because they all have a different way of doing something good and how they fundraise or how they do things and different programs they're doing. It's inspiring because they all found a way to see a need and solve it.
And I always felt, Lois, that there are many people we've had on the air over the years that never would have got on the radio if we didn't see something going on that we thought was terrific. I always think about that young boy who's jogging up the street and he sees a senior adult standing at the red light getting ready to cross the street, and she had 2 bundles in her arms. He stopped running. I happened to be in the area and I saw it, and he carried her bundles across the street, came back over again after the light changed, and off he went jogging again. And these are things that not even his parents knows about it. Or the guy that's at Dunkin' Donuts getting his coffee through the drive-in, and he pays for the coffee for the family behind him, and he doesn't even know them. Or that guy that's in a supermarket shopping, and the woman cannot find her wallet, and the guy pays for her groceries. I mean, those are good things that don't make it on the air, don't make it in the local newspapers, because we're talking about other things. The fact is that that's what I like to take advantage of with a show like this called Service Matters. Everybody is doing what they can to help others out. And you must have seen a lot of things over the years.
Oh, you do. You realize the importance of just being there quietly, and you see a need, you take care of it. Like I said, we saw those young kids that were coming to school hungry, and you solve it. They're little kids. They don't know how to articulate. They just know that they come to school hungry, and they can't study, and they can't concentrate until they have breakfast. And the teachers realize that, and then you take that and analyze it and fix it. You really, really feel good. But it was just like a matter of really, the kids didn't know to ask for food. We just saw that they were hungry. So you realize what it was and really, really articulate, because when they're little, they don't know how to ask for it. I mean, a teenager might realize, say, I need breakfast, but a little 6-year-old, 7-year-old is not going to understand how to say it. They're just going to be hungry. And that's what really the teachers felt important, is to the kids, getting it. So when you see something like that and can really bring it together, getting different moving parts going and make it happen, it makes you feel good. That's just one example, but there's plenty more.
I think of that family that decided to get a senior adult. She was in her late 80s. They got her a dog because she lived alone by herself, and they brought the cutest little pet, and they had permission to be able to have the pet there, and she had a friend.
And the seeing eye dogs are very expensive to train. And how about the people that foster them for the first year to make certain they're vetted out and properly started so that they can take these dogs that can't to be trained with family, but they need to be year old, and to take them so you have a puppy that you get through that puppy stage, and you're just getting to where they're nice, and then you have to give them up because they're going to a good family. And these people volunteer year after year to get those puppies trained. People don't realize that's taking the worst. Let's face it, when they're little. And getting them through that worst stage that they can be trained to take care of people that are blind. I mean, that organization said, our fosters make it because they take the puppies and get them started for us correctly. And, it's going to break your heart when you let those puppies go. I'd be like, man, you can't have that one. That's mine.
Those folks out there that may be interested in joining an organization, there are ways for you to find out who's in charge or a contact person for each organization. Give some serious thought to joining an organization. It's a great opportunity for you to give back to a community. And we've only talked briefly and covered a very small bunch of things.
Hardly scratched the surface of all we do. You're right. We've hardly scratched the surface. And the best part, folks, is that if you have an idea and you're part of a Rotary Club or a Kiwanis or whatever, we're Rotary, so we're going to say Rotary first. You can go to your club, and there's, like I said, already the machinery is already there. You've already got a club that knows how to do these things, have done things before. So there's a good chance it's going to get accomplished. It's a good chance it's going to happen. And that's what's so great about it. You can watch it come together.
And Rotary has what they call a four-way test. And let me just throw this out to our listening and viewing audience. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to each and every person involved? Now, I know Rotary has that test, and Rotarians put that up in their office. We hope that you'll use that test in your home life as well as your business life. And we're almost ready for another break before we come back for our final show. I should say our final segment of Service Matters. I'm Dave Clifton here along with Lois Drukman. Lois is a past president of the Rotary Club of Weymouth, Massachusetts. And what's that quote that Joe Clancy did for people who want to join an organization?
Well, he said that sometimes you join for the wrong reason, but you'll stay for the right reason.
We'll be right back.
Hey, are you a fan of history? If so, come for a venture with me, your host Drew Darty, as we explore some of the most impactful events of all time. We talk about U.S. history. These events led up to the creation of the First Continental Congress. World history. The Allied forces consist of France, the United Kingdom, Russia, Japan, and Italy, and influential figures. The legacy of Martin Luther King is one of selflessness, and he never stopped believing in the equal and free America. You'll get my takes and opinions, so come along for a venture on Drew's Venture History TV. Check us out between your recently scheduled programming as well as on YouTube. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ron Van Dam. I've been in radio for 3 decades now and have been doing a daily podcast-style show for a few years. But once a week, I come to the ECAT studio where they give me wine and cheese.
Hey, welcome to the program. How are you? Good to be with you. Hey, you're looking good today.
Thanks for being here. Make yourself comfortable. This won't take too long. It'll be a little bit painful for you, but in the long run, it's important for you to go through this. And I do a TV version of the podcast. I talk about what's going on in the world and in the area and give my opinions on things. That's both something to look forward to and also a warning. So tune in to see me move my mouth while I talk. Who knows? We might have something in common. Probably not, but you never know. Catch my show here, The Ron Van Dam Show, right here on ECAT.
It's The Ron Van Dam Show. Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of For the Love of Words. After a 3-year hiatus, join me, John Holgerson, and
Priscilla Almquist Olson,
as we interview poets and musicians.
Could you give the audience a little summary of your background as a child?
When I turned 7 or so, we were car bombed. That stuck out.
And have them share their love of words.
Sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me?
A thin broth of moonlight caught in the trees spreads across the garden brush, so one side of every stick shimmers while the other sides melt into one another, a mass grave of cherry, pear, and pine.
For the Love of Words at 7 p.m. on Thursdays.
Hey, Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton.
Welcome back to the final segment of Service Matters. I'm Dave Clifton here along with Lois Drukman, and she is a person who not afraid to step up to the plate to do community service, to reach out, to do what she can to help others out. And today I'm happy to have you join me, Lois, as we talk about good things that community organizations do.
I enjoy coming in, and it's so great to kibitz with someone that gets it, that we really have always something to do. And I think I think folks should realize that, hey, in your town, look around. If you see something, if there's something you'd like to make better, let's work on it. And look for your local Rotary Club, or if there's a Kiwanis or an Elks, look for some club that's already out there and see what kind of service they're doing. And talk to them. Different clubs meet at different times, so you can find a time to meet that's good for you. It depends. There's different organizations that meet during the nighttime. We meet at nighttime. There's clubs I know that meet at lunchtime. There's breakfast clubs. So whatever time works for you, you're going to find a club that works, and see what kind of organization and see what kind of work you'd like to do and join in. It's already there, but just see what's out there. But if you have something you see that needs to be done, it's a great way to find out if you can get it fixed. Go to that group and talk to them and see what they've already said, and you've got some great people that can pull things together. So you're not alone on it. But the biggest thing is there's all kinds of needs. So don't think that everything's already solved, because there's never, ever going to be already solved. There's always something that we can do. So it's great to know that there's always something we can do to make things better. And you'll be amazed and very proud of the people that in your area that are doing good things. And you don't even realize the little things we're doing, because unfortunately, many times it's just done quietly. There's no one tooting their horn. They're just getting the job done. And I think that's what you'll really, really be most impressed with, is that people just really, really care. So I'm sure you'd enjoy joining part of something like that. So keep that in mind.
Well said, Lois. And I would like to give a pat on the back to the town of Easton, Massachusetts. This year, 2025, they are celebrating their 300th anniversary. A community that's rich in history, a town that has many volunteers who have come forward. They are sharing their time, their talent, their ideas, their resources to do what they can to make a difference. They have a total of 8 signature events that'll take place on 7 different days. They have another 6 partnership events that are taking place. And they have all the annual events that has taken place from year to year. Everybody's beefing up their events to make it a giant celebration. Everything, Lois, from fireworks to a parade. When you go through Easton, you'll see all the banners that are hung. We have 200 banners that are hung throughout the community. Folks in the community that are showing their support for this celebration. So not only has the committee volunteers done a great job marketing the celebration, but their very first event was a kickoff event at Stonehill College. And according to the police at Stonehill College, they had 2,500 at the very first event.
That's fantastic.
Doesn't that tell you the story about how the traffic will appear at all the other events?
It will. Plus, I tell you, let's face it, January is a cold time, folks. To get out January, let's just think every month it gets a little warmer, more people will participate. That's just fantastic news.
They got a bonfire that'll be coming up with a barbecue that'll be hosted by the local Lions Club. There'll be a concert. They have fireworks. They're going to have a special flag ceremony on that same day. And that day, there'll be a flyover to salute all the veterans in the town.
Nice.
There'll be a community picnic. There'll be entertainment. There'll be games for kids. That's all on Flag Day, June 14th. And, of course, the evening, you'll see fireworks in the sky. And there'll also be a giant parade that'll take place on July 12th. There'll be a flyover for the parade to salute the community that's celebrating 300 years. They have 7 or 8 bands. The Shriners are coming. The Boston Gaelics are coming.
The Shriners coming with those little bikes?
They're going to come with the little cars, the bicycles.
Those things. I love those things.
They got the Sheriff's Office. They got the National Guard. They got lots of things happening. I need another hour, another show
Okay.
to go through everything
I
that's
don't know if our
happening.
engineer's ready for that today, though.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lois Drukman,
My
for
pleasure.
joining us today.
Thank you.
You're listening to Service Matters. This has been a production of WPRO, the voice of Southern New England, and ECAT, Easton Community Access Television. Go forth to serve. Do it with a smile on your face. And if you're going to do something good to help someone out, certainly do it with the dignity that it deserves. Have a terrific weekend.
Take care.